BPA hosts the Shamrock and heads to their state conference to compete.
And RHS Speech is on their way to state tomorrow in hopes of a repeat from last year.
All today on the air. I'm your host, Dante Redmond.
And I'm your co-host, Big Al.
This weekend, RHS Speech will compete in the state finals, and one team member will get to compete this summer in nationals.
Hello RHS, this is Mr. Swengo, the English teacher for 11th and 12th grade and the RHS speech coach. I'm here to just give you some information about what the speech team is doing. This past weekend at Greensburg sectionals, we qualified 14 entries into the state tournament, which is the largest that we've done in a long time, maybe of all time. But basically what these kids have done is they have competed in the final round or the top 6 in their respective events, and we'll be competing against the top 47 students, including themselves, or 48 students rather, in the state in their event for a chance to be crowned state champion. Last year we crowned one state champion. We're looking forward to crowning another and maybe some more on top of that.
I'm really excited to go back to state, and I'm really happy that I get to round out my senior year with my 4th time for state. And I'm also really excited for how our team will do. We have the most people from Richmond High School ever going to state next year, and I think that our team as a whole will do just really, really well. We have a lot of new talent that's coming up, and it's really exciting for them to get to go to state in their first year. So I think they'll really just bring their all and have a great time. And I think all of us will. Thank you.
Speech isn't the only team competing this week. RHS BPA members will be competing at their state leadership conference on Monday, and one student may even win a state office.
Hi, this is Mrs. Selm, and I'm one of the advisors of the Business Professionals of America group here at Richmond High School, along with Mrs. Witham. We are extremely excited this year for our state leadership conference. We will be leaving on Sunday morning, returning on Tuesday afternoon. There will be 17 students going with us to compete in a variety of business presentation, marketing, and technology events. So we would really like to wish them good luck on their competition this next week, and hopefully we will have national qualifiers so they are able to attend the National Leadership Conference in Orlando, Florida in May. We also have our first-time state officer candidate, and that is Carolyn Kramer. We'd like to wish her good luck on her campaign over those 3 days at the state conference. Being a state officer is a huge responsibility, and she could be running for state president or one of the 5 vice president positions. This is the first time a Richmond High School student is running and campaigning for a state office, so we're extremely excited about that. It's a huge commitment on her part if she does get an office. She'll be attending leadership conferences over the summer and throughout next year, all throughout the school year.
I'm running for state officer position for BPA because I really wanted to get more involved with the program. And last year I got to meet some of the officers, our regional officer and the actual state president, and they're just really great people, and they started telling us what they do, and I decided that I wanted to be a part of that. And then I realized no one from Richmond had gone for it before, so I figured why not just give it a shot. And it was kind of a long process. We had to go do an officer screening day, but it was really interesting, and I got to meet a bunch of new people, and I just really enjoyed it. And I'm excited for state to actually do my campaigning and actually go up there and give my speech to all of the voting delegates and see how it goes.
So again, if you see any of the Business Professionals of America students at the high school, please wish them good luck on their competition next week.
The RHS Register has a new look. Be sure to pick up a copy of today's Register. It is a new magazine format and can be found outside the cafeteria, main office, and near the attendance office on the second floor.
Now let's get a complete rundown of announcements from Houston.
But seniors, make sure to get in today for your interview schedule. Honors and Awards interviews start on Monday. If you're one of the seniors who signed up for Honors and Awards, pick up an interview schedule from Mrs. Porter today so you don't miss out on your interview opportunities. Interviews start on Monday and you need to know when and where the committees you interview with will meet. Pick up your schedule today. Math academic team members, remember to meet in Mr. Beeman's room after school every Monday through April 18th. Meet immediately after school in his room, R254, for practice. Attention junior and senior early college students, make sure to attend your learning lunch today and next Friday. The deadline for applications to become a Red Devil mentor have been extended to Monday. Turn them in to Ms. Scheibens in her room R108. Students who were already in this year, remember you need to apply again. Make sure to get an application turned in by Monday. Remember, the RHS chapter of the Gay Straight Alliance meets every Thursday right after school until 4:30 p.m. in Miss Kitchell's room, L113. You can see Miss McFarland or Mrs. Hartman for more information. I'm your RHS announcements host with the most, Houston Carver.
I will miss most of the snow this weekend, but we may get some as we come back to school next week.
There will be a chilly weekend with some very low temperatures, so don't get excited for the warm weather quite yet. For today, we won't see highs past 40 with partly cloudy skies. Lows will be back in the teens, so it seems we might need to bundle up. Tomorrow won't be much of a difference, with highs close to 30 with cloudy skies. Lows will reach the mid-teens, so it will be a little colder as the day goes on. Also, we will lose an hour, so be sure to change your clocks ahead an hour. Sunday, we will actually see some sunshine, but it is still cold with highs in the 30s and lows measuring 20. When we come back to school Monday, there will be a little warmer temperatures. Highs will be in the lower 40s and lows will reach the upper 20s. I'm your best weather giver, G-Man.
Now let's get a quick sports update, including our own sports expertise with their own NFL mock draft.
A new RHS football coach, and while we wait for spring sports to get underway, our expert sports analysts come up with their own NFL mock draft. But first, a few reminders. Any girl interested in playing on the girls' tennis team, practice begins this Monday after school. You must have a physical on file with the athletic office in order to practice. Tryouts for cheerleading for next year will be in April. If you're interested in trying out, you need to pick up a packet from the athletic office. Applications are available now. Clinics and tryouts start April 10th and run through April 12th. They're just over a month away. RHS Baseball will be hosting an open tryout for this year's team on Monday, March 13th from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at McBride Stadium. If you are interested in playing for this year's team, please plan to attend. Anyone interested must have a physical on file with the athletic office. On Wednesday night, the RCS School Board approved the hiring of the new RHS football coach.
I'm really excited about the board approving Abe Tawfiq, Coach Abe, as he'll be known here at Richmond High School, as the new head football coach for the Red Devils. Coach Tawfiq comes from Indianapolis Northwest High School, where he'd been the head coach the last 2 years. The 10 years prior to him becoming the head coach at Northwest, the teams had not won any more than 3 games in a season. He had 5-4 regular season records in his 2 years, and I think one of the things that was attractive to our committee is that he's had success in increasing the numbers in the football program at Northwest. When he arrived, they had 25 eligible football players, no JV team, and as he leaves the program, they have about 60 players on the team, a full JV roster, and a growing youth league program. So I think there's a number of things that made Coach Abe rise to the top in the eyes of our committee. One, he's a very energetic and enthusiastic young coach. He's a coach who has experience of coordinating both the offense and the defense, so he has a good knowledge of all phases of the game. And he's a real personable guy. We really think that he will connect with our students. We believe that he has the energy and enthusiasm to increase numbers in the Hub League program, to maintain those numbers as they move into the middle schools, and then transitioning to the high school program. So we're really excited about the future of Richmond football. I don't want to pass up this opportunity to say how much we appreciate Coach Oliva and his staff and his time and his efforts and energies to build or to continue the tradition of Richmond football. But as we make this transition to Coach Abe running the Red Devils program, I'm real excited to get this thing started.
And while we're speaking of football, we decided to take advantage of the break between winter and spring sports to give our own expert analysis a chance to come up with their very own NFL mock draft. Today, part 1.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Austin Bain.
I'm Big Al.
And we're going to bring you a preview show of the mock draft for the 2017 NFL Draft.
Some top stories from the Combine are defensive lineman Malik McDowell is a terrible interviewer, and although his talent may be very high, teams are very nervous to take him because he does not seem like a good off-the-field player. Another story is Reuben Foster was sent home from this year's Combine for getting into an argument at the hospital with a nurse. I don't really know what that's about, but he's still projected in the first round, so we'll see what happens there.
So there are some second-round picks that we think could jump to the first round. A few of those guys are Curtis Samuel from Ohio State, Jordan Leggett, Clemson tight end, Alvin Kamara, Ryan Anderson, Adoree Jackson, and Desmond King, who we think could all jump into the first round, have the talent to be first-round picks, but are right now projected from their combine and other things to go in the second round.
Another few players we have are Christian McCaffrey, who as of right now is projected in the first round, but he could fall. I don't really know where he's going to go. He's got an interesting skill set. Raekwon McMillan, the linebacker from Ohio State, could rise. Buda Baker from Washington at DB is very good, and Juju Smith-Schuster from USC is a very talented wide receiver.
All right, so now for the top 32 picks, the first-round picks in this year's draft. At 32nd, the New England Patriots are projected to take David Njoku, tight end from Miami of Florida. And with Gronk being hurt a lot, Martellus Bennett kind of leaving here, this is, I think, a good pick.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick, too. At 31, the Atlanta Falcons are taking Takaris McKinley, an outside linebacker from UCLA. They are not very good on the defensive side of the ball. They could use some help, although they went to the Super Bowl, and this is a very talented player that could really help them.
Very good.
That's it for Big Al and A. Bain's mock draft show today.
Make sure you check in on Monday as we bring you picks 30 through 25. We out.
We'll have another round of their mock draft next week. That's sports. I'm Ed May.
That's our show. Good luck to BPA and the speech team this weekend.
And we also want to alert you that we will not have a show on Monday, as we'll be at our own conference and competition at the Indiana Association of School Broadcasters Conference.
So have a great weekend.